book up wide and meet adventures that wait for you. Live and learn and laugh and play whenever your dream comes true. You could swim along the river all the way to the sea. You could fly up in the sky above the clouds and trees. You could plant a flower garden up on top of the moon. You could swing through the jungle all afternoon. Wherever our story takes us, I can't wait to see. Yes, friends, come and read with me. It's Online Storytime.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Online Storytime at your Grand Rapids Area Library. I'm Miss Tracy.
I'm Teacher Missy.
And we're delighted that you're here with us today. Hey Teacher Missy, Storytime friends, should we sing a song?
Let's sing and get jazzed up.
All right, are you ready? Got your clapping hands ready? Here we go. If you want to hear a story, clap your hands. If you want to hear a story, clap your hands. If you want to hear a story, if you want to hear a story, if you want to hear a story, clap your hands. Teacher Missy, I heard a lot of clapping.
Lots of clapping.
All right.
Happy clapping.
I know, I'm so excited about today. What do you want to talk about today?
You know, I want to talk about water.
Water. We have a lot of water around us.
We have a lot of water around us, and in Minnesota, we have more water than a lot of places. And on my trip to Arizona, they don't have water really anywhere. I mean, it's very, very dry there.
So how do they get water?
Well, most of the water where I was at in the Phoenix area comes from the Colorado River.
Oh.
But it's really low, and they're having to do some changes that are going to affect people's ability to use water.
Okay.
You know, for things like watering your grass, or, you know, that kind of thing, washing your car.
Water is very, very important. We all need water to live. Our bodies need water.
Everything
we
does.
need
Every
drink.
living thing
Yep.
needs water.
We all need water. And there is enough water to go around if we don't waste it.
Yeah, it really is about being careful.
That's right.
And we should, even though we have a lot of water in Minnesota, we should always think about that when you turn a faucet on and, you know, brush your teeth, maybe not letting it run, or
That's right.
using less water when you take a bath or a shower.
Because as we'll learn later, there's plenty of water, but that water keeps getting used and used and used and used. The same water goes around and around, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But the more people we have on this earth, the more we have to be careful to use just the water that we need.
Right.
So then we have enough water for everybody to use.
And we get water from many places.
We do.
You know, we live in the country, so we have a well, and our water comes from the ground. And if you live in town or in a city, you get water from the city water,
Yep.
which is attached to a large well. But
That's right. It comes through pipes and it comes into your house. Yep. Yep, that's true. And we will talk about later, but I want you to think about this, Storytime friends. Where does the rain come from? Rain is water, but where does that come from? And we'll talk about that a little later. So do you have any good books about water?
You know what? I do.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Miss Tracy, look at what I've got for us this morning.
Oh, doesn't that look delightful, that water?
It does.
Oh.
It really does. With all the snow and the cold, this looks pretty good. And what I'm noticing about the cover of this is that there are two children who appear to be on a dock. And we'd probably find a dock in water, maybe a river or maybe a lake. And they are looking at something in the water. And the book is called Water is Water. It was written by Miranda Paul, and the illustrations were done by Jason Chin. And it comes to us from Roaring Brook Press.
Lots of water in a brook.
Lots of water. Water is water. Well, let's find out what they're talking about here. I can see these two children on the bank Oh, and there's somebody there. What is that? It's a turtle sitting on a stump. Water is water. Drip, sip, pour me a cup. Water is water. Unless, oop, I'm dropping my book here. The cat's looking at, oh, look what's on the floor. A turtle. It heats up. Whirl, swirl, watch it curl by. And steam is steam, unless she's drinking something in a cup that looks like it might be hot. It cools high. A dragon in a wagon? A crow kneading dough? Clouds are clouds.
Oh, she's looking at the clouds.
She is. Look at all these pictures she's seeing. There's the dragon, I can see him. Isn't that cool? And look at, he's got his claws and a big fluffy
Teacher
thing.
Missy, is she telling us that clouds are also water?
The clouds are also water.
Oh.
The cloud, that is what makes a cloud, is moisture collecting little drops. Unless they form low, and when that comes down, what does this look like right here? Looks a little bit foggy, doesn't it?
That's right.
It does look a little foggy. Oh, look what the boy finds in the leaves. Can you see what he sees?
I can't see it. What does he see?
Right there.
I
It's
don't-
a snake.
Oh my goodness.
It's a snake. Misty twisty, where is the town? Fog is fog, unless it falls down. And what is happening in this picture? Patter, splatter, what is that sound? Rain is rain, unless it's on the ground. Slosh and galoshes splash to your knees. Puddles are puddles, unless it looks like those children might be at a playground. I see a slide. Puddles are great, aren't they? And puddles are puddles unless puddles freeze. Look what they're doing, Miss Tracy.
I
Doesn't that look fun?
recognize that.
And we talked about this
Yes.
another
ice and
time.
Snow and
Glide, slide, put on the brakes. Ice is ice. Until it forms flakes. Pack, stack, shape it. Oh, what are they doing right here? Yep, they're building a snowman. Smack! Snow is snow unless spring comes back. Oh, that boy's jumping across. It looks like a creek going into that lake. Creep, seep, squish in your boots. Mud is mud, unless there are roots. Swig, grow big, reach for the best. Apples are apples, unless they get pressed. Drip, sip, pour me a cup. Cider is cider. Look at, they're making apple cider. There's a whole chain of activity there. Until we drink it up. And that's what they're doing. I think he's gonna splash, don't you think?
I think you're right.
Oh, I think he
and now
is.
we're back to regular water again.
Yep,
Like
we're back to
lake water.
regular water.
Boy, that was a lot of things. I saw clouds and fog and rain and snow and ice, and that's all water.
Yep, it's all water. It all comes in different forms. And it's all purposeful. You know, each time of the year that we have moisture that comes in whatever form it comes in is what we have to have. Every living thing needs to grow with water.
Hi, Storytime friends. Hi, Teacher Missy.
Hi, Miss Tracy.
Hey, Storytime friends and Teacher Missy. Do you like learning big words?
Oh, I love words. Words.
We are going to learn 3 big words today. And then we're going to use them later when we sing a scarf song about them.
Oh.
So we are going to talk about today, Storytime friends, the water cycle. A cycle means that something happens over and over again, like seasons are a cycle. We have spring, then we have summer, then we have fall, then we have winter, then we have spring, then we have summer, we have fall, we have winter, we have spring, we have summer, we have fall, we have winter. Hear how that keeps going around and around?
That is a cycle.
All of our water happens in a cycle as well. And it's kind of amazing to think about, but the same water that's on the earth right now is the water that's always been here. It's the water that was here when the dinosaurs were here. It's the water that was here when your grandparents were here. It's the same water, it just gets used over and over and over again. So nobody is making any new water, we just use the same water. But let's talk about how that happens, because it also is the story of rain and how rain or snow falls as well. All right, so what we have here too, we have just some land and we have some water. Now we're going to talk about water from a big body of water, like the earth. Most of the earth actually is water. Mm-hmm. And that water is what goes up into the sky to become rain. All right? So this is just a body of water. This can be a lake. This could be a river. This in particular could be an ocean. That's where we get a lot of our rain from, is from the oceans. All right, so we have land and we have water. So the very first big word we're going to talk about is evaporation. Do you see that really big word right there?
That is a big
That's
word.
a long word. Evaporation. And the sun is in charge of warming the water. So the sun warms the water and it changes it into vapor. And this is called evaporation. All right? You guys could do an experiment about evaporation in your home or in your classroom, wherever you are. If you take a clear glass and you fill it up with water, and then you set it on your counter, the next day, there's going to be less water in it.
Yes.
Because that water has evaporated, turned into a vapor, and has gone into the atmosphere, into the environment. Okay, so for evaporation to happen, though, we need something to heat the water, and that's what the sun does. All right? Now, because it's colder, the higher the water goes in the sky. Look at that. It's going up, 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 up. I'm going to move our sun over here. Because it's colder, that water comes together. And guess what it makes?
I'm thinking
That water makes clouds. That's where our clouds come from, Storytime friends. It comes from the evaporation of water from the Earth's surface into the sky.
So, Miss Tracy, those clouds are big, fluffy things of water.
That's right.
Little,
That's
tiny,
exactly what they are.
little
Tiny, itty bitty, even too small to see sometimes,
right, which is the
bits of water. That process, our water turning into clouds, is another big word, and that big word is condensation. So we have evaporation, and then we have condensation. and they come together to form clouds. Now, what happens when you get lots and 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 lots, keep going, lots and 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 lots of little bitty tiny water driplets together, all of a sudden you turn from white fluffy clouds to big gray heavy clouds. And the big gray heavy cloud is full of water. But guess what? After a while, the cloud can't stay together anymore because the little bits of water are too heavy. Okay? So we have evaporation, turning into clouds as condensation, turning into gray clouds, gray heavy clouds. And then guess what happens? You're right. All of the rain comes from the clouds. And it starts falling down. And guess where it goes? It falls down on the earth and it falls back into our oceans. And that is called precipitation. That's our third big word.
Wow, that is a big
precipitation. So we have, my friends, we have water that's warmed by the sun that by the process of evaporation goes up to become a cloud. And then so much of that water gets together that the clouds get to be gray and heavy. And that's called condensation. And then the water falls back to earth. And that's called precipitation. Now we see it in rain. That's really easy to see. But you realize when it snows, the exact same thing is happening.
Right.
The water is coming from the sky when it snows. It's just so cold that it freezes into snowflakes instead of water. And we learned 3 new big words today. We learned evaporation, condensation, to make clouds, and precipitation. And guess what? That cycle keeps going around and around and around and over again. Always.
That is awesome.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
that, my friends, is called the water cycle. Thanks for playing.
Miss Tracy, I have an amazing book to read.
Oh my goodness. I can't wait to hear it.
This is just a really, really, really good book and a really good look at how fortunate we are to turn on a faucet to get our water. The Water Princess. And this book was written based on the true experience of Georgie Bedelli. And the book was written by Susan Verde and illustrated. These beautiful pictures were done by Peter Reynolds. And the book comes to us from G.P. Putnam's Sons. That's a company that produced this book. And I want you to pay close attention to what happens in this story. The Water Princess. I am Princess Gigi. And she's looking up at the sky. Beautiful sky. My kingdom, the African sky, so wide and so close. I can almost touch the sharp edges of the stars. I can tame the wild dogs with my song. I can make the tall grass sway when I dance. I can make the wind play hide and seek. But I cannot make the water come closer. I cannot make the water run clearer, no matter what I command. She's trying very hard. It is early morning. It's still dark. My mother wakes me. Gigi, my princess, it is time to get up. We must collect the water. Collect the water? I wonder how they get their water. Water, come. Do not make me wake before even the sun is out of bed, I demand. Come, please, I say. but the water won't listen. And I know we will have to walk so far to the well. I am too sleepy to put on my crown. I think of the pot that will rest on my braids instead. The thirst comes quick, dry lips, dry throat. I squeeze my eyes shut. I can see it clear. I dip my toes in it, cool. I scoop it up and I try to bring it to my lips. Slowly, I open my eyes. Nothing. I kick the dust. Look at her face. She looks a little frustrated. She was not able to turn on a faucet.
Sounds like she has to go get her water.
She is going to get her water. I grab my empty pot and I place it upon my head. My mother does the same, and our journey begins, full of song. My maman adds her melody. Our steps are light. We twirl and laugh together. The miles give us room to dance. Miss Tracy, they are walking miles.
Wow.
To get water. Halfway there, we stop for a moment at the giant carrot tree, long enough to grab a handful of sweet shea nuts for energy. There they are. Look at this big flat area in one tree. We keep the dance going just a little longer. Maman, are we there yet? Finally, I hear the water running from the well, the giggles of my friends, and the chatter of women. And you can see she has this great big bucket on her head. Look at all these people with their containers, their buckets. Some have traveled farther than I, only to return home when the sun has gone to bed. So they started in the morning when it was almost still dark, and that's how long it took them to get to their water.
Wow.
Maman holds our place while I play with friends. The dance continues and the water is flowing. So they have a source of water right here. Can you see it, boys and girls? They can hear it running. They have to fill their buckets. Pots are filling with dusty, earth-colored liquid. Gigi, come. Maintenant. My turn now. Look at this long line of people ready to fill their containers. The dance home has slowed to careful steps. My thirst so heavy, like the full pot that I carry. Our song is softer now. Our shoulders ache and our feet cramp. Oh, I see home at last. Oops, losing my book here. Maman boils enough water for drinking. We wait. Now, why do you think they boil that, Miss Tracy?
I think it's very important that your water is clean.
Right.
That's why we never drink water out of a lake or out of a river.
Right.
We only drink clean water because it can make us very sick.
Right. There's little tiny things, organisms,
Yeah.
that could, yeah. So then they are able to wash their clothes. So here they're washing their clothes. No washing machine there. And we prepare our food for cooking. My father comes quickly from the fields to share in the drink and the meal. He scoops me up. Oh, my princess, you have returned with the water. Drink, Maman says. Finally, every sip fills me with energy. I want to make it last, but I can't. I just gulp it down. That water must taste pretty good. Clothes and body clean, I sing to the dogs, and I dance with the tall grass, and I hide from the wind. Maman brings one last cup she has saved just for me. Drink, my princess. Sleep, my princess. Tomorrow, we journey again, Maman says. As I say, I close my eyes. Why is the water so far? Why is the water not clear? Where is our water? Sleep, she says. Dream, she says. Someday you will find a way, my princess. Someday. I am Princess Gigi. My kingdom? The African sky, the dusty earth, and someday, the flowing, cool, crystal clear water. Someday. And that was Gigi's journey. And I want to show you these pictures. It's probably hard to see, but these are real people in Africa who are hauling their water, and they do walk miles and miles to get water. So try to remember when you turn the water on or flush your toilet, how lucky you are.
Hey, Teacher Missy.
Yes, Miss Tracy.
Hey, Storytime friends. Anybody want to wave a scarf with me?
Oh,
Okay, here is
can I have the
your
green one?
here is your green scarf,
Oh,
Teacher Missy.
thank you.
And you can wave away on your scarf. Hey, Storytime friends, I was going to tell you too, I don't think we mentioned it when we were talking at the beginning. I found out that March 12th is World Water Day. And that's kind of why we're talking about water today, because there's a day coming up when everybody is celebrating the water. So I just want to point that out to you, that you too on that day could celebrate water, because it's so important. Now, all right, so let's do a little singing and scarf waving about, excuse me? Oh, yes. Oh, Storytime friends. Giraffe wants to be our Storytime friend today. Hello, Teacher Missy.
Good morning, Giraffe.
I am utterly delighted to see you. And I'm just going to watch. Okay, all right, so Giraffe is here with us. We have our scarves. And let's start out with our scarf warm-up, okay? You guys may remember this. Here we go. My scarf goes up. My scarf goes down. My scarf goes around, 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 around. My scarf goes in. My scarf comes out. My scarf flies about, 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 about. I like seeing how many different ways my scarf can fly. About, about. Okay, let's try it again. My scarf goes up. My scarf comes down. My scarf goes around, 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 around. My scarf goes in. My scarf comes out. My scarf flies about, 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 about. All right. Is your scarf warmed up now, Teacher
Oh, it is
Missy?
toasty.
Online Storytime friends, is your scarf ready to go? All right. We are going to sing a song about the water cycle. And I think, well, we can leave this down here. But this is the song that we're going to sing. Our 3 new big words are in this song.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay? And so we'll sing it a couple of times. But now that we know a little bit about the water cycle, you'll understand what the song means. Okay? And the song is called The Water Cycle. And it goes like this. Water travels in a cycle, yes it does. Water travels in a cycle, yes it does. Now, it goes up as evaporation and form clouds as condensation, then comes down as precipitation, yes it does. Did you hear our 3 big words in there? Evaporation goes up to clouds. Condensation, the clouds are formed. And precipitation, when the water comes back down. Should we sing it again? Those are big words. Here we go. Water travels in a cycle, yes it does. Water travels in a cycle, yes it does. It goes up as evaporation and forms clouds as condensation, then comes down as precipitation, yes it does. Oh, let's do it one more time, because those are big words.
Those are big words.
Here we go. Water travels in a cycle, yes it does. Water travels in a cycle, yes it does. It goes up as evaporation and forms clouds of condensation and comes down as precipitation, yes it does. Oh, thanks for learning with me. Oh, Teacher Missy, water is so important.
We can't live without it.
We can't.
Nothing
So-
living can.
I love the books that you shared with us, all the different ways that water is water. It was snowflakes and it was ice in so many different ways. And then the lessons we learned from the Water Princess about how some people have to walk every day to get water. And we are so lucky that we don't have to do that.
I mean, every single day they did that.
And then we have the water cycle. And we learned 3 really big words. We learned the word evaporation, we learned the word condensation, and we learned the word precipitation. And those are big
They
words.
are big words.
But I think it's time to say goodbye.
I think so.
Would you like to sing with us? Thanks. Here we go. Oh, it's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Yes, it's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Story time is done today. Now it's time to go and play. Oh, it's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Goodbye, everybody.
Have a great day.